Hello. Take our time here. Here's the chat window. Thanks for coming. Make some tweets here. I'm going to give this just a few minutes. Some people in here. Yeah. Okay, we got some people in here. How's everybody doing? Feel free to check out the chat window here. Mari. Okay, Mari's here. We're gonna see if a few people come in. This is episode 1. Let's see, we're gonna change some text here. This is a lot of fun, by the way. I highly recommend doing this. I'll get into explaining why I'm doing this at this time. And this will also be up for future viewing. Okay, I will be right back and we'll get started. yeah, the jams. Okay. Hope I don't get in trouble for playing some Can. Let's see. I'm just gonna let my preview catch up. Sorry about the slightly poor quality. This is the first episode. And yeah, we're gonna get started. Bring this down. Okay. Okay. My YouTubes aren't working. Let me see if I can get those working. There we go. Nice. Okay, now I'm just going to try to have this open in another window so I can see who's here and what's being said, if that's okay. And okay, great. My friends, this is amazing. This is historic for me. But we are facing some historic times here in the year of 2020. That statement itself would probably be a good bit of an understatement. Where to begin is a very good question. I'm so happy to see some people popping up here, some people I care about very much. And I know that we are starting small because this is a new voice in a community that currently is going through a small revolution. A lot has happened. A lot has happened. So, my goal for this episode, we're going to try to go for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I'm just amazed that we got off the ground, so to speak. So, I'm going to be as transparent as I can. I did my hair. And I'm just going to lay out a few things that I think that everyone would like to know at this point in time. And it's a slippery slope with disclosure because there are always implications to anything that is said. And so I've been doing this my whole life. I'm 38 years old, and so now, given what is on the other side of a certain threshold, it feels like the time to go ahead and open some dialogues. So I've got 4 people here, that's enough for me. And this will be available to listen to and watch in the very near future. So we're going to start with sort of some recent news. And let's see. I'm going to pull up an article that I found today. This might take me a minute. Bear with. Now, there have been a number of very significant, very particularly significant developments in the world of UFO disclosure and also contact in recent times. There have been a lot of changes in the game. So, we are now inside of the age of Aquarius. This is the commonly referred to New Age. This is a time when we are, first of all, most of us, lucky to be here at all. There have definitely been some other plans, but it seemed that enough people and enough others really cared enough to see if we were worth helping. And that apparently has been a success. The physics of the actual planet have changed. It has much to do with the cycles of the Mayan calendar. We all thought the end was nigh in 2012, but they skipped the cycle, and they being the narrative control. So 2012 was the beginning of a process of planetary ascension, meaning this planet, Earth, and everything and everyone on it. Hi, William. How you doing? You're in Louisiana. Thanks for tuning in. This is great. So, as I was saying, starting in about the summer, with the passage of Mars out of our system, then into the opening of the Lion's Gate on August 8th, 2020, and the subsequent closing of the Lion's Gate about a month later, give or take a week. Oh, the physics of this are, like most things in the realm of disclosure, impossible to truly prove, but you can look at what the whole community is saying, you can look at the headlines, you can look at the Schumann resonance every day like I do. You can look at the narrative, and you can tell, and I'm here to tell you that something big is about to happen. Several big things are about to happen. But starting back where we were, about this whole thing called the New Age. During this time, the planet Earth, which has been in a quote-unquote 3D orbit, 3D frequency, meaning lower than overlapping and accessible with the higher dimensions. Now, I am not a quantum physicist. I have a layman's understanding of all this, but I'm a professional. I have a degree, but by professional meaning I don't make any money doing this, but I consider anything I do, it must be professional. So, I have a degree in modern literature and electronic music from University of California, Santa Cruz. I understand the canon, I understand the scientific method, I understand discernment, telepathy, many things. This is how I arrive at what I call truth, and it's shared upon by many people that we're all sort of on the same page, and I've had a lot of predictions that came to be true. So, in an effort to stay on topic, I'm going to explain more about this physical change, physics included, of the planet that's going on and what it means exopolitically. So, as our planet begins the fourth dimensional process of ascension to the fifth dimensional density, what is happening is infinitesimal, it's quantum, it's basically the point when it really is all one. And it is hard to encapsulate the entirety of what this really means. What it means is that certain forces that have been firmly in command of this planet, and much outside of this planet, and much underneath this planet, and much else, has to leave. And they were hoping not to have to leave so soon or at all. But we are going to go right into the first news story that I would like to talk about, which is that there is a lot of news coming out of Romania right now, including, and this might take me a moment, again, first episode here. Oops, wrong one. That's the Subgenius. Hang on. There we go. We have a UFO. Is this working? Yeah. We have a piece of a UFO crashed on a building in Romania. Now, some of this stuff is old news, but for some reason we're seeing a lot of Romania all of a sudden. We're seeing a lot of disclosure overall. Check. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So, we're seeing a lot of news. A lot of news. People are just pushing the news out as much as they can, and it's very exciting. Because if you were to listen to, for say, the government, if you were to listen to the government, and God bless them, but they'd be happy if we were all just about as aware as we were back in 1947. Because, and the reason I'm doing this is because their big revelation for 2020 on ETs was that no evidence exists. No evidence exists definitively that there are other species around our planet, on our planet, inside of our planet. No definitive evidence. No definitive evidence. So, we're going to look at some definitive evidence. Is that anyone who tells you that there's no evidence of ETs at this point in time needs to work on honesty. And this is very important because at this point in time, this is all going to come into play. It's already happened. And it's all good news. We're going to look at another article really quick. Now, I saw this again today, and it just made me think just that it's safe. It's safe to talk about. And a lot of people have had their lives ruined because they wanted to talk about what happened to them, about who they really were, and that has to stop. That has to stop. So, we're going to check something out. Now, I have nothing against reptilians myself. Not as, well, how do I say this? There is an opportunity for all beings to coexist in the Galactic Federation of Light. And seeing as how the Galactic Federation of Light is now surrounding and keeping all traffic in and out of Earth's orbit, I think we can talk a little bit. I think there's a lot of people that deserve to be able to talk. So, we're going to start with this. Ask anyone whether they believe that lizard people, quote unquote, they're not all bad. They're not all bad, but tendencies have been problematic, and power structures need to change, and they are changing. Okay. Now, ask anyone from Los Angeles, ask anyone from the desert, ask this guy and his cat. I mean, anyone will tell you. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Well, this is also true. And it's okay, because that's the past. That's the past. As I said, we are now being helped by positively aligned forces under the umbrella of the Galactic Federation of Light. This includes groups such as the Pleiadians, groups from Andromeda, groups from Orion even. Many parties are now working together, and many of the wrong parties, because of the physics, again, the physics of the planet that are changing, along with an expansion of our actual DNA towards its final form, or grander design, if you will, to where finally an oppressive veil that was placed upon our people for the last 2,000 years shall be lifted. And it's called the 5D Ascension. It's pretty much agreed upon by people like Carl Sagan, people like the entire New Age community. Advertising knows this. Everyone knows this. You've got people moving to the middle of the country from the coasts. You've got everyone talking about the end of the world, which it's not. It is not. It might have been, but it will not be. It will not be the end. So what this means is that it's time to very much pay attention to your higher self, your higher inclinations, honesty, integrity, you know, helping others, you know, help. But here's the thing: we've got an epidemic, we've got a pandemic, don't we? Yes. Do we still have that pandemic? Yes, we do. It appears that we still have a pandemic. So this is coming into play. What you need to know about this aspect is that something big is set to happen this coming week, as in this probably this coming weekend, maybe Monday. Everybody's scrambling to figure out what it is, myself included. I am now a research advisor, unpaid. I don't trust anyone. I feel compromised doing this for money. I am a research advisor to a group of friendly extraterrestrial agents under the Galactic Federation of Light. You don't have to believe me. So, what I believe is that on Monday, the World Health Organization will make a big announcement. You can already see it in the headlines. You can already see it in the headlines. I'll show you. Let's see. It is being hinted at. This is exactly how. Where did it go? Oh, this is interesting. Well, no. Hang on. Well, what I'm trying to find, I will find. It's an article about how the World Health Organization is saying that there's going to be 3 tiers of quarantine / shutdown going on in UK, which is there you go. You've got a class system ready to go, but it's actually something that is going to keep people in their homes at this time, which is pretty good. That's going to be important. At this time, you may see a lot of people getting sick, quite possibly of coronavirus, possibly of something else. Who knows? No one really knows anything. But this is a time to be very careful, very aware, take no unnecessary risks. Stay home, chill with the family, get a crossword, jigsaw puzzle, that kind of thing. Because I predict the second wave of shutdown that's going to be a bit more intense. It's going to be a little scarier, but it's not going to be exactly what it appears to be, and it's going to be karmic in nature. That's my prediction. I'm going to move right along, and we're going to talk more about this concept of, what was that? Scientific proof. Scientific proof, you say? That even Elon will tell you that there's just no proof. There's no proof. It's really sad. We've looked all everywhere. We've looked under rocks and stones. We've looked in the pantry. We've looked everywhere. There's just no proof. There's just no proof of UFOs. Let's get his little picture up here. Hang on. He's kind of my favorite guy. Okay, well, we'll work at this. Bad, great. So level one of understanding any of this at all is there's good, there's bad, and then there's everything. And everything is a little bit of both. But in this case, you must understand that there are good grays, there are bad grays, and there's everything in between. If there's any questions about that, go ahead. Who sold out to the man? Oh, William, you're funny. All right, so I'm keeping an eye on your questions. We're going to go to, now this is fun. This is a good one. Galactic Human Journey. You're starting back at the Big Bang, going all kinds of places. There's a white hole near Lyra. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. Gee, how embarrassing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go straight into watching the video. Here we go. I just got a message that the audio is going off. Not to worry. I have another way to do this. So we're going to look at some actual evidence of UFOs that I've obtained, it's everywhere. It's in plain sight. I understand people's skepticism. I understand people's issues with belief systems, all these things that are impacted, all these things that would be so drastically changed if UFOs suddenly were real, and positive and negative UFOs were suddenly real. Well, the thing is that they are, and they have been, and so basically what we're looking at is no problem. It's no problem, because it's a spiritual situation. And the people that have a problem with a spiritual situation have their own problem. So, we are going to assume an average level of intelligence that people are ready. So we're going to look at some more evidence. So to recap, we've looked at Romania. Romania, you have pieces of UFOs being found on the roof and reported. You have reptilians being copped to by the government. You know, you have people talking about the underground bases and all this. I mean, this is all so common knowledge, really. And the fact is that because of the silence and because of everything that, you know, that people have suffered as a result, it's not fair. It's just not fair. So we're gonna look at trying to find this video. Trying to find that. See, okay. Now here's a new. Okay. Here we go. Okay. What you see in there is a portal created by dark matter. Sorry, technical difficulty. What you're seeing there is a portal created by dark matter above a fucking Lego land. Now, what I'm trying to show you is that strange things are afoot. And the sooner that you know about it, the safer you're going to be. Because the only risk here is that people are blindsided. If they're good people, if they've learned their lessons in life, and I'm not making these rules. I am not. This is fun, because this all has to happen. There's no way around it now. Every false flag has been stopped. Every attempt has been thwarted. You know why? Because people cared. Let's see. Okay. My files are all over the place. I'm sorry. Let's look at a couple things. Oh, okay, let's see. William says, I literally caught NASA lying on their channel about their Dragonfly mission in regards to Titan. Now, I would not think for a moment that NASA would ever lie to us. I mean, that does not sound appropriate. So, we're just going to help NASA get some stuff out here, because I know that they're very busy. You know, Okay, NASA. Now it's just not so simple. Nothing is so simple. Nothing is so simple. I will tell you that as an '80s kid, the coolest thing you could be was NASA. You mean this NASA? I got that at a shop. That's not real. Okay. And this is just episode 1. We're going to be doing more of this. I'm going to have some guests on. It's not going to be inflammatory. It's not going to be controversial, but it is just that it is really too late. It is too late to stop people from knowing what they need to know. It's not threatening anyone. It is all part of the plan. But like I'm saying, you can expect in the next couple of weeks some pretty troubling headlines, some things out there. Hang on, sorry. We're back. So I would have liked to be a little more organized for this, but we're going to recap on some things. And what we're doing has a very good intention, because what you're going to see in the next few months, you might start seeing some things, and you are going to see some things, and they're going to be friendly things. So if they seem unfriendly, or if you are told that they're not friendly, go ahead and let it play out. Let it play out, because that's why some of us are here, because, you know, it can be talked about. It's open. It's open now. People can feel safe. People don't need to hide anymore. You know. Charles Steen. Now that is revelation. It's good to see you, buddy. So yeah, I'm still looking. I gotta set something up really quick. So let's just kick back. Fixed. So if you would bear with me. Here we go. Whoops. Hope I'm not losing people here. Bear with me. Let's see if I get some other music on. I don't know if I'll get away with this, but you know. Put on some public domain. Here we go. Okay. What we're looking for is pretty good, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the moon. Beautiful, beautiful moon. Now, our moon, beautiful thing that it is, of a rather mysterious nature. And again, the whole thing is that only part of the story has been told. So we're just going over the basics, the basic facts, the basic facts. Let's see if I can get this video to pull up. If not, we'll wrap things up. Here we go. Okay, now you should have my audio with the video. Right there you got a base, you got caves, you got tunnels. It's not the right one. Hold up. I promise to be more organized in the future. And I do have some guests planned, so I'm going to be very... Oh, okay, this is the one. This is the one. All right. This is the one. Now... Okay. What I'm going to show you, this is the one I was hoping to show you. I'm really glad I found it. Okay. Now, I have not seen this anywhere else. I got this from a mysterious origin point, which is always the best. Because what you're looking at is stuff that someone wanted to get out there. And if I could leave you with one thing today, it's going to be this. So, this is my response to the establishment, the disclosure, everyone that's pushing a narrative control. Because this is what's going to happen to your narrative. Okay. You're looking at an actual parabolic UFO evading ground fire that appears to be direct energy weapons. And there it goes. It's gone. You see that? You see that? You don't even hear it. Was that even working? I'll play it again. You see this? That's a parabolic spacecraft, and they're trying to hit it. They're trying to hit it. So that gives you an idea of what it becomes when you have the Galactic Federation of Light coming to the planet, kicking out the slee stacks. Okay. Now the good ones can stay. Everyone gets an equal opportunity with the GFL. But you're looking at an unprecedented point in time. And you really want to stick around. You really want to stick around. You really want to be kind. You really want to show what humans are capable of at this point in history. And that's going to take compassion as well as a healthy amount of self-care. So, because I know all this, I would not feel good if I didn't tell you about it. And this is, share this with anyone. This is a fleet above Nicaragua. Pretty decently sized fleet. Sorry my frame rate is so bad. Here, let me do this really quick. Am I still live? Good, I'm still live. Alright, we got some new buddies to the show. What's up? Cherie, it's been a while. How you doing? Michael, how you doing, buddy? We're just looking at some footage, some evidence, things. We're talking about things that may happen soon. So what matters most at this time is just that everyone is doing what makes them happy. You want to keep your vibration up. So back to this talk about vibration, okay? The planet is heading towards a 5D, fifth dimension density, where spirituality and time become enmeshed with consciousness, basically. It's kind of an easy way of putting it. So, this is a good one. What you want to do is just really be with your family. If you're dishonest, you want to fix that. If you're out of alignment, if you're hateful, if you're in a situation where you don't like your boss, if you're in a situation where you're unhappy, see what you can do about it. Because otherwise, it could be, you may get sick. And we all got to be careful. We got to look out for each other. So, I'm going to begin to start to wrap this up, because I think this has been it's been about 40 minutes, and this is just episode 1. I'm going to stick with only the good news, and to me it's pretty much all good news. And again, what I'm here to tell you basically, in the next week or so, you're going to have a big announcement from the World Health Organization. And you want to do with that what you will. Let me show you another video. And again, this is because NASA and SETI and everyone else will only tell you the same thing they could have told you back in 1947. And that's just not cool. Yeah, we got some more people in here. I'm going to keep this just going for a while. This is kind of relaxing. Now, what you reckon that is? My goodness. What could this be? Could this be some of that extraterrestrial life that we don't know about? That no one seems to find? No one ever seems to be able to find them. Gosh, it's almost like they may have found us. It's almost like they want to help. What do you got there? That's looking to be the wormhole or craft. Is that there? That's a craft. Okay. This, man, there's so many good ones out there lately. So many good ones out there lately. Let me see if I can find something recent. I'm still getting the hang of my format here. We got 6 people here. That's awesome. I'm gonna find another good video for you. You're wondering why haven't I seen these videos before, Keith? Keifer? Because not many people have. Now, occasionally you get these ships. They look like they kind of look like something out of a movie, you know? And hang on. Still getting used to this. I'm a musician, as you know, or some of you might know. There it is. So, what do we got? Now that's an interesting looking craft. It almost looks like a flying person, doesn't it? Now that would be crazy. I believe you're looking at the Black Knight satellite. The Black Knight satellite. The Black Knight satellite. Oh, I can do this. Hang on, this is awesome. I'm going to put my video right here. There it is. No, yeah, I believe that's the Black Knight satellite or an interstellar craft. The difference would be that the Black Knight satellite is a power source. It's a power source. It's what powered the pyramids or worked with the power of the pyramids and sent frequencies to Earth. And it scanned some people. It scanned Tesla. It may or may not have been in Portland recently or above it. It's going right along, going right along. Oh. Okay, let's look at some pictures. Let's look at some pictures. Ah, Mari, the Black Knight, yep. Do I think that CERN opened up a doorway through time and space? They stopped the one here in Texas. Okay, William, I'll talk to you about that. I will talk to you about that. CERN opened a wormhole in time and space. I believe so. That's what part of what it was designed to do. Why? Why is more the question. With all of this, the why. Why is the question. My theory of why CERN was in such a hurry was something to do with Fukushima. The level of radiation after Fukushima. My opinion is that if not for... Okay, yeah, here's another picture of Hitler and an alien, by the way. Just throw that in there. Why would they do this? Possibly to avert a nuclear catastrophe worldwide from Fukushima. Because if you know anything about... Well, okay, back in Chernobyl, mass sightings reported UFO above the meltdown, keeping it from becoming worse than it was. Okay. you have several times you have UFOs going around disabling nukes. You have them protecting Earth for days like today. Okay, here's something. This is a freaky, I believe. I want to say this might be an Archon or a tall gray. There's a guy that can manifest these anywhere he goes. I don't think I'd want to do that. Let's see. Oh, CIA's role in the study of UFOs. How did they study something that they didn't know about? How did they do that? Okay. I'm just going through my files with you. This is just the first time we're going to do this. This is the first time of many. So, William, what do you think? Oh, yeah, so about the CERN thing. Okay, either to preserve the planet from radiation or to try to get it off of the wrong timeline. Otherwise, undoubtedly it was going to be used as a weapon. Everything is used as a weapon. That's why that's why money is put into things. Here's more on the good grays. This is our friend EBE1 again. A moment of silence. So the other thing about that, William, is that for a long time there, we were on the wrong timeline. Probably many times over. And when you factor in that time travel is also involved, you have a series of very sticky situations. Now, time travel is illegal. Unless you're just walking or driving. That's all I'm going to say. But to get us off of a certain timeline that was not a good place to be, we were there from probably 1980 until now. For the last 40 years. And the reason that matters to me is think of all the kids in the milk boxes. Think of all of the people whose lives have been affected by things they couldn't talk about, things that no one would understand. I mean, I'm not going to blow any whistles or drop any dimes on anybody. I'm not going to tell you something you can go right out and find. But, okay, here we go. This is one of my favorites. This is a Zeta Reticulum warp drive. This is used for travel, anti-gravity. It was placed in drones in Northern California and beyond, state parks. This is how their physics work. Now, if you see these artifacts, these symbols, this is how their physics work. It is powered by hieroglyphs. And precious metals are involved. It might remind you of the Egyptians, perhaps, because, yes, the Egyptians had something to do with extraterrestrials, obviously. Let's see. Here's Eisenhower. Oh wait, that's a PDF. I can't show it. Let's go back to a video. So yeah, we're doing this because people deserve to know. We're doing this because it's a fascinating topic, and that basically at this time, you've got, you know, you've got it all coming into play. And you're going to have, again, within the next week, something is going to happen. And if you're just aware that something's going to happen, then you'll probably be just fine. If you just stay positive. It's really, my opinion is that it is just, it's strictly just, it's going to be attributed to coronavirus, but it's going to be a positive change for everything, just for everything. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to call it a night. Chumash Cave, Santa Barbara. Yeah, we made it through almost an hour. I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to leave you with a video that was sent by our friends who are surrounding the planet at this time. We'll do this again soon. Thank you. No. Thanks a lot.